Hi, this is Mr. Capert. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a wheel. Don't copy my dimensions though. I am making a super huge wheel, so you cannot copy me. Follow this process, use your dimensions. So File, New, Part. Once you have a new file open, do a 2D sketch. I like to choose the XY plane, but it doesn't necessarily matter. I also like to start at the origin when I draw things. So I'm going to use the circle tool. I'm going to left click once and then pull outwards. Do not click. You then want to enter your dimensions. So depending on what units you're using, we might need to make a change. So if you're using inches, you're all good, right? Just enter how many inches it is. If you're using millimeters, let's put in this number, but then we need to make some changes. So you're going to put 140 mm. So if you're using millimeters or centimeters, you need to take another step here. So you want to go to Tools, Document Settings, Units. And then some of you guys wanted to use inches, so you're good to go. If you want to use centimeters, choose this. If you want to use millimeters, choose this. I'm going to use millimeters and hit OK. So now notice this number is now in millimeters. So back to sketch. You're then going to do this inner circle. This is what the axle is going to go through. This must be the same size for everyone, 2.29 millimeters. You can convert that to inches if you want. You're going to have to use a conversion if you went that route. Then I'm going to make some kind of cut in here to lighten up my car. I would do something fun if I were you. I'm just going to do something pretty generic here. I'm going to dimension it, which isn't totally necessary either. And then I'm going to use this circular pattern tool. Make sure this is highlighted, so it wants you to choose the geometry that you want to model or repeat. Then select your axis, which I'm going to go around the very center, and then tell it the number of times you want to go around, the repeats. So for instance, 10. Hit OK. All right, so we've got a hole for the axle. We all need to use this number. And I have also in here, I have a cut pattern. I'm going to hit finish, then extrude to give it thickness. Once again, don't use my numbers because I'm using made up numbers that are way too big. Hit OK. All right, looks good. Last step, I'm going to do a new sketch on top of here. I'm then going to use the text tool. Team number. So you have a different number. I like the number 4. That's why I always use it. Lucky number. You could change the size right here. You could go even bigger. Notice this is in inches, which is kind of silly. So if you'd want to use centimeters, you would just do centimeters like that and then click off of it. You can also bold. You can change the type of font. Hit OK when you have it like you want it. Now, if it comes in smaller than you'd like, which I think I'd like to make this bigger, double click on it and then make sure you highlight it, and you can change this to something different. Still kind of small, but that'll do the trick. I'm then going to finish this sketch once I have it where I want it. Go to extrude, select the text, and then you can either raise it, and that's way too far. Do something like 2 millimeters maybe, or 1. Or you can cut it. Up to you. Hit OK. And then I'd like for you to color it in because that's a lot of fun. Use this tool here, select the whole thing, and then choose the color that you want. So whatever color you'd like here. And then it's always nice to color in your text. So I choose the surface of it and then slide this to black. Last step is to save this. So File, Save. Remember how we created that folder on our H drive. PLTW, team number, and then you need to call this, I got caps lock on. I like the number 4, put yours. Now if you have two different wheels, like the rear is different than the front, then you would want to put front wheel, for instance. If they're both the same, then you're done. You don't need to model the wheel again. Hit save. Let me know if you have any additional questions.